Welcome to the Seven Crosses series for Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, and we are picking up the series on the 12th of October 1952. And if you look up in the top right hand corner, you'll see that we're getting very short of money. Now the game's on pause for a reason which I'll explain in a little while, but first things first, a big thank you for all your comments and feedback. You guys as usual give me so much to think about, and one of the more interesting comments I got was about how I was going to make progress to expand out to get access to the coal and iron, because it's a long way away. And I have to admit, I was expecting to be out here laying out another town to get the coal supply going, but upon reflection, I think I've made a few mistakes with the start, and what I'll be doing in this part is going through it and talking a little bit where I think those mistakes are. I think we can unpause the game now, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing in this video, which is basically surviving. One of the first things I've done is I should have this mill working now, but one mistake I did make is I forgot this was connected with a footpath, so I've had to build a small bus station out here. Hopefully that will work, so I'll be able to send down a bus to there. We are building a new residence here as well, simply because if I show you here, we've got 193 over 21s, but I've got a feeling going into winter, life is going to be a little bit grim. And so what I want to do is try and get some money so that we can get this steel mill finished. Although I do want to finish this building here as well. Been moving trucks down over here so that I can, well, first thing I need to do is support the logs from here. So we're going to pick up the logs from here and start shipping them directly to the heating plant, and hopefully we're going to keep the heating going through the winter. Now I think one of my mistakes I made with this series is that this heating plant is actually 300 cubic meters, and if I come up over here you'll see that the output of this is, I think it's 275. I don't know if it's 275 on that. So what this is actually doing is draining out all the logs from this area here, which is part of the reason. What I really should have done is put a small heat exchanger in here, but there's not much I can do about that, so we're just gonna have to live with it. Now the next thing I want to do is see if I can pull out any dumpers or something that I can use to move some gravel to try and make some money. No, I've got 3 open holes in here. Got 4 open holes in here. I've got a lot of open holes in here for some reason. Just wondering whether, do I have any spaces over here? Oh, no, they're all full. Now, something else I do want to fix before the next growing season starts is I need to get more tractors in here. Although the real test is going to be down here, whether we can collect all these crops. I'm just going to speed the game up a little bit. Whether we can get all these crops in before the 1st or 2nd of December. These are still growing, so I think I need more tractors to get all these fields sown before things happen. Now, one thing I was planning on doing was pushing out this way. In fact, I'm just going to talk about something that somebody raised on not this series, but on my actual map publication in Steam. And what they said is that a lot of the resources are over the edge of the map, which technically they are, but what I wanted to do was not have an artificial cutoff here. But what I actually want to show you, in fact, if I can get it in here without using a construction office, what you'll see is that if you're a little bit careful and you put the mine right on the edge of the map here, what you can do is take advantage of this resources which are across the map. So we'll just put that in there. It's going to be a long time before we build it, so we have to build a road out here. But what I do want to do is catch up with this area here. What I wouldn't mind is a dumper. What's all my dumpers out delivering, are they? How many dumpers have I got in here now? Because what I'd like to do is pull over as many as I can. We got 1 jumper there. Where are you? You're kind of delivering asphalt by the look of it. I seem to have a lot more open holes than I thought. Where are you? Okay, you're you on the way back to where you're going? Yeah, it looks like he is. No, you're not. Where are you going? You're still moving asphalt. Because what I would like to do is get a few more trucks working on exporting gravel. Because I think, well, that's what I'm really going to need to do is get more exports going. But at the moment we're a little bit tight for cash. I'm trying to avoid a loan simply because if I show you here, you can see at the moment we're paying 2,499 rubles a month, you can say, which is a big drain on my very limited income. So I don't really want to take out another loan unless I have to. So what I need to do is find other ways to increase my income. Hopefully we're going to get a few workers going on here. Let's have a look at this here. We are generating power. I'm just wondering if I can reduce my imports of power down here a bit. Maybe we'll drop you to 1.8 and see if we can force the game into using more power here. And that might reduce my costs that way. I want to make a change here as well once these fields have been collected. Like this is finished. Another winter job for these guys is got to be... I want this... no, stop that there. I want to grapple these in as well, because that would then effectively complete the road grid around here. Let's see how we're doing here. See, these fields haven't finished yet. This is the reason why I was saying that what I would like to do is get better tractors and more tractors. So at the moment we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think what I want to do is put a 6th one in as well, but we don't need to buy that just yet. Something else I've also done is I've suspended the meat. Oh look, this is forgot about that. Anyway, let me just send him. You can pick up gravel there, and we're going to export the gravel. I mean, it's going to be a bit ironic that gravel will be my chief export. Yeah, I've suspended the meat supply at the moment because the meat was costing me, I can't remember now, imports, 1,500 a month. So what we're going to be doing is possibly having a very rough winter, and there's a very good chance we might reduce the population. And somebody actually passed a comment that I shouldn't be worrying too much about population. So we may be losing population during the winter, but that's the harsh life of when you're living out on the frontier trying to construct a new economy. I want to keep an eye on here. At the moment we need another 10 tons of bricks, not brick steel. I don't think I've got any spare steel just at the moment. I think I've got it all. Yeah, but we're gonna have to raise some money first before we can probably complete this building. Looks like we've now completed in the gravel roads, which is good. How's the job list here? You've got a few bits and pieces. All you've got now is this camp here. I think this needs steel. Can I get another? Where's the seat? You're moving bricks. I mean, we've got to leave at least one dumper in here. Yeah, we've got a small dumper there. Where are you? Right, what we're going to do is steal this dumper because he's got the bigger carry capacity. Send you to there. Because, I mean, truthfully, this doesn't need gravel and asphalt anymore. This doesn't really need gravel and asphalt anymore. I think we got possible little road over here that needs to be built. But I think a small truck can handle that. So if I can get another truck exporting gravel, we might make a bit of money. This is grim. Yeah. And I mean, I take full responsibility for this because I did make some pretty bad assumptions about how to set my initial economy up. And let me just do this and then I'll talk about it. I'm prepared to go out on a limb and say that this layout is good for a 1960s start, because if the 1960s start, you get access to some good quality vehicles with a high carry capacity and also better speed, because I think the best speed I've got for my vehicles at the moment is about 60 kilometers an hour, which if I show you here with the roads, which is virtually the maximum speed of gravel roads. So there's absolutely no point building asphalt roads prior to 1960. This is why I haven't even built any, because it's just not worth the effort, because none of these vehicles, I'll just show you here, I mean, I think 61 kilometers is the top speed. So that's something you do need to consider. And I think the biggest mistake I made is that because I laid it out for the 1960s, everything is too spread out. What I should have done is compressed it all down very much. So like, for example, this farming complex out here, it would be in the ideal situation for a large farm once I've got the vehicles for it. But what I really should have done is built the farm and the distribution centers in here, right next to this junction, and then possibly sacrificed this large field away. But we might have been able to get a couple of medium fields in here. So the farm and the distribution centers is here, and of course with the gas station I should have put about here, so that I wouldn't have had to build a second gas station, because we wouldn't have needed the power lines, and more importantly we wouldn't have needed these silos as well. Because the other thing I would have should have done is plan this food and alcohol production and put it right up in this corner here, so that effectively the trucks collecting the crops would be delivering directly to this warehouse here. In fact, what I should have done is just put 2 warehouses in, and that would be in the entire crop collection. Then of course the biofuel was in roughly the right place, and then what I should have done is this kind of concrete and all that should have been over here a bit more. And the other thing I was looking at is that this construction camp was a little bit over the top. I didn't need all these buildings. I think what it should have been is more of a tighter square going out this way, so that what I should have done is, instead of having to build the new town out here, I could have pushed the new town out a little bit in this direction. And I think that is the kind of main mistakes I made. There's a few other minor mistakes which I'll talk about as I go along. Now, one thing I do want to fix straight away is going to pick out these fields. And we're going to clip out these little bits of road here, because what I want for the next season is, oops, no, I'm going to put a big field in with the road connection here. And this is something else I think I should have considered more carefully when I was laying the farm out, was being able to take advantage of the workers here to actually sow the fields. It's like this field should have been really the opposite way round, because I could have got workers coming down from this corner to sow the field here. And what that should do is, because I've taken out that, I should be able to now add these to... That's allocated, that's allocated, that's allocated. I'm just going to put that there. So I'm just trying to get this a little bit more efficient, because you can see we're getting the vehicles coming into here. We got this combine coming down, but I seriously doubt that I'm going to get all the crops from these fields. And I mean, we're getting crops in. We've got 203 tons in there, 202 tons in there, and we've got this area here, it's got 234 tons in. Again, I think if I'd been only delivering to these 2 warehouses, we wouldn't be wasting fuel and time with vehicles coming all the way out to these silos. But that's the way it is. We've got 23,000. How much money? Need 10 tons of steel. I think it's time to turn our little friend loose here. I want to finish this accommodation off, if possible. Let me just see. How's the happiness? Because of course, the happiness is still good, rock solid. Kind of half tempted to deliver fuel directly to here, but what we got here fuel wise? Got 20 tons of fuel. We got these trucks here. I think I am going to do that. I'm going to add a fuel delivery to here, but what we're going to do is set it I think 40%, which will give me about 10 tons, because what that will do is stop these trucks going all the way up to this gas station. Now I seriously doubt I'm going to be able to export fuel in this cycle, so we're going to have to be a little bit careful from that perspective. I need to allocate that little bit of road to, because the road construction crew aren't going to do that. This is a real problem, but I don't want to build that just yet. And again, I think another mistake I made is that I should have focused a bit more on these old 5-story buildings rather than building these, because I don't think these actually need heating. Well, we're going to find out in the winter. And I think building these Ampere brick houses was a bit of a mistake, because I could have got away without the heating. Here we go. So the snow's starting to fall. Let's just have a look at the heating plant here. See, we've got we're not getting any logs going in here at all at the moment. And I mean, we are getting a bit of a surplus. I mean, we are getting a few logs coming in here. But of course, I need to keep the brick problems up. Electricity problems. Why you got electricity problems? Did I build the wrong bus stop? Okay. That's going to be a bit of a pain in the neck. Hopefully this will subsidise. Not exactly sure why you're not producing electricity. Why are you not? Well, it's producing a little bit. At the moment the heat is holding up okay. Right, we need 5.5 tons of else. Let me just pause and it's my little steel truck. Wait, where are you? Oh, looks like he's actually. Right, you've dropped 6 tons there. How many tons of steel do you need? 5.8. Okay. Right, we're going to send you back to the depot for a little while so I can build my money back up again. I'm afraid this is the way I'm going to have to build for a little while. You can see down here now, we are on the 28th of November. We got this so we might just be able to squeeze in the last few days of this, but of course we've only just started on this one here. These guys are kind of picking up some crops here, but I doubt very much if we're going to get it. We got about 1 or 2 days left now. We're going to lose these crops, aren't we? And I mean, we've nearly got that field finished. This one is just about finishing. And this one's finished. So that truck is right. This one's finished. The combine is going back. So we got away with that field. So we're getting close to being. I think if I can get an extra tractor in here and replace the draft horses, I think we might be able to get to a point where we will get all the crops from these fields. I think also by making this into one big field, which will be sown by the workforce over here, should it make it give a bit of an improvement of an efficiency as well. And I think this is the only thing I can do at the moment if I'm going to recover what I've been doing, is to just see if I can get the maximum amount of money and efficiency out of this whole situation. Let's have a look. What do we need here? Let's just see. Just make sure. Is this finished? Does this have all? You need another 5.8 tons of steel. I thought yeah, you got to be delivering this. Okay. I thought I had all the steel for this. I was just going to let this run for the moment because it says it needs bricks anyway. But it looks like it's got all the bricks. Yeah, you got 6.6 tons of bricks here. Wait. Not bricks, steel. Go back in there for the moment. Obviously, these guys don't feel the need to come and collect their steel at the moment. How's the fuel situation here as well? Again, we've got 102 tons of fuel here, and we're going to have to rely on the fuel to keep things going. So we've got 10 tons in here now. That should make these guys work a bit more efficiently. Everything I will do is we'll just drop some more trees in. I think part of the problem is that the wood is getting out on the edges here, which is so these wood collection trucks aren't really gathering the wood fast enough, which is part of the problem as well. How are we doing heating wise? Temperature is too low. Yep. So this is where we're going to have problems. And we're going to start losing the population. And we're starting to get escapees now. Now, what I'm banking on is that the residents in this area and with these towns, so you can see this old 5-story apartment block here doesn't need heating. So what I'm going to have to rely on is that we'll lose population from these 4 buildings here, but this will protect us. That's the theory anyway. It doesn't. The other thing I'm also thinking about is that I need more logs. One, to drive this heating plant through the winter, and what I'm considering is that maybe we need to put something out here, say an open store, put it out. And let me just check. I can't remember which way round the. This is the wood industry. This is this way round. Have I actually got anything that can cut wood that's a bit better? I think wood comes under mines, doesn't it? I want a fairly big. And that's quite chunky. You know how much? It's not bad. That's 1.8 steel. How many vehicles has this got though? Space for 6 vehicles. I actually quite like this, and what we're going to do is we're going to put this here, because what I can do, I mean, I've never built this actually. I've got absolutely no idea where it came from. In fact, somebody actually asked me about my mods, and I must admit I've got pages of them. Yeah, I think if we put a store there. Right, you're going to have to kind of come through and connect like that. And hopefully the crews will pick this up. I mean, I'm not going to bring this on. I'm not too worried about bringing this online at the moment. But, you know, it is a little bit close to the accommodation here. And what we're going to have to do now is put some trees in. But I'm hoping this is a little bit of possible long-term planning. So what we're going to do is kind of paint in piles and piles of trees here, so that they'll grow up and create a nice dense forest around here. We also screen the wood production from there, but the big factor has to be this steel mill. Right, we've now got this finished. Up to 21,000. We've got quite a lot of people moving in, but of course it's too low. Temperature's too low. And I think what we'll do is, well, we got, we're going to move people 120 from there, or got a few over here. I know it's taking a chance, but what I'm banking on is that by moving the residents into this area, the population will flatten out here and we provide the backup for this. Yes, we've got 162 in there at the moment. And we are going to get a lot of escapees. There's not much I can do about this at the moment, because the temperature is too low. You can see the happiness is dropping here quite quickly. There's absolutely nothing I can do about this. Well, we got 20,000. Right. What we're going to do is we're going to assign you here, because I think the steel mill is the key. I don't feel that I need to fill in this area here just yet, because we are getting effective gravel delivery from here. True, I've still got to deliver the gravel manually to these, but we're not really using up large quantities of cement and concrete at the moment, because we're not laying asphalt roads, and most of what I've got to build, like here, doesn't need that. So you need some steel. I'm just gonna let that bit of money build up somewhere. And of course we've now lost the consumption over here, and we've got all the fields lined up here. How much have I got in the way of crops here? 230 in there, 226 in there, and we've got, of course I should be doing it this way, shouldn't I? Yeah, so we've got 189 in there, got 63 left there, so fuel could be an issue. And what I'm gonna do is flip these now to load. And we'll do the same here. What I'd like to do is start moving all the crops from here over to this area here. So we'll just get all these guys working quite hard. I want to check the allocation, because we don't think you can. Didn't realize these are clipped, but I think we'll put you on there. And of course we need to assign you as well, actually. Make sure we got all the buildings assigned. Okay, we only got one more building field there. I think if I can get more trucks working on here. See, this is the problem I was talking about. Is this shipment cost? It's not just time, it's also fuel. Whereas I said, if I hadn't had to resort to this, I'd still be saving both fuel and time, because all the crops would be stored in here. Anyway, that's the way it is, and there's nothing I can do about it at the moment. How are we doing? 371. So our population is starting to crash now. But again, there's not much I can do about it. We got 21,000, but we need a little bit of steel. So I'd like to keep this moving. So actually, what we're going to do is we're going to split the difference. I think what we are going to do is we're going to buy a tractor. Right, we got now this People's Post-War Sewing Machine is another mod that I've picked up in the last couple of days. It was quite interesting. I'm just going to see it's 15, 14 level there, but this is more expensive, so we're going to have to buy one of these. And we're going to send you to... And then we're going to turn our little friend loose here. Yeah, I mean, ideally, but before March, I would like to replace these 2 draft horses. So that would give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tractors. And the idea is that if I can get enough tractors out here doing all these fields, they might actually finish early enough to be able to collect the crops in. So we're going to get the steel in here. I really feel that the key to going forward is this a steel mill. And of course, we've got a few bricks here that I think these guys are just exporting the bricks, aren't you? Oh no, you're sending them to the steel mill. That's good. Do I want to build this just yet? I think what we will do is build the... Because these guys have only got the 2 jobs. We can build that because that's not going to cost us anything. I think we will do the groundworks for these. Might as well take advantage of the situation. But we're just going to have to kind of manage the steel. Because I think if I get another wood cutting centre here, we can then supply the logs up to here. And that might keep the heating plant going. How's the population now? Yeah, well, we've had a peak and things are improved a little bit. Actually, I've just suddenly realised something. Can you guys actually... You can't actually... Oh, you can get clothes from over there. And you can get to the university. You can actually walk to the clothes factory here as well. I'm just going to reduce that down a little bit. Now we'll have to keep an eye on our clothes production here. Now, we're not going to export clothes, as somebody pointed out in the comments. But I do need to keep a supply here so that we're going... Happiness is too low. Yep. Yeah, because the temperature's low and there's nothing I can do about it. Sorry. Quite a lot of workers here, though. Actually, where is my... Oh, you are picking up from there. That's good. Citizens' health is too low now. Yep. It's the cold, see. So we are going to shrink our population. A bit grim. Mind you, we're on the 10th of January, which isn't... I mean, we got through the worst of the winter. 16,000. Where's the dinky truck again? Stop. You're just about to bankrupt me. Okay, you can drop that off. Got to build our money back up again. I think the priority is probably going to need to be... We're on January. I've got to get the tractors into here. So we're got down to 102. And we're 135 in there. And 223 in there. I don't know why I've got that map there. I'll just close the map down. $31 tons left. We'll get there. We'll get there. And the heating is dropping again. So these are just waiting for the asphalt. Now this is going to be very slow because of course I've only got the one dumper truck here now. These guys have got absolutely no... I think what we will do is send one of you there as an assist. Actually I think I've got a mud road out here that needs building as well, isn't it? So out here, I think maybe we can kind of back curve these bits as well, just to give those guys something to do. I mean, it's not a key requirement for what I want to do. Just see, and just take a look at the economy, sports. Yeah, it's the steel that's costing again. But I'd like to see, we were in the green that month. So it's just going to be patience all the way now. Keep an eye on this. As soon as these guys get the groundworks finished, we're going to probably switch them off at the moment. So at the moment, you just need some more concrete and some more gravel, which is good. Steel mill. Yeah, we're down to 28 tons of bricks. So we should be able to do that. My heating plant is kind of pumping out a little bit more heat, which is hopefully going to keep these guys too low. Population, we've lost nearly 1,000 residents. But, I mean, in some ways that is a positive, because the population was getting a little bit too big and I can't keep expanding the population. So we may have to go into a cycle where we will have this population growing during the summer, and then some of them dying off during the winter. And we'll probably have to do that for a few years until we get the economy sorted and we can start making a little bit more profit. Because of course, the smaller the population, the less food and they eat, less clothes they've got, and things like that as well. Let me just see. As long as the happiness is, what's this, the schoolroom? Happiness is there. Actually, that's the kindergarten, isn't it? I think, is that the kindergarten, or is that this? Oh, that's the school. Is that the school? Oh, these guys get to the school. Oh, we might have an issue with the school, but then the population are dying here anyway, so I thought I could get to the school. Oh, this could be a problem. How's the education situation then? We got a lot of children in here that need an education. It looks like we may need another school out here. Ah, that's a mistake. We're gonna go. What's the school here? Only needs 5.4 tons of crops. I think. Can I get that? I think maybe if we put the school about there, because we're not going to expand much further in this direction. So if I can slide the school in there, that's got power and connections. Right, we're going to have to put you there. Yeah, that was a little bit of a fail, because my educational standard is dropping. And if we're losing population, yeah, we got lots of children 7 to 21 who are not being educated. Another problem to solve. Just get that built. And no money at all. We may have to take another loan out. Just don't really want to do that though. Where's the heating problem? It's in this one now. Yeah, because the heat complex is just too low. How's the food situation? Actually, right, we're virtually emptied out our silos. So we're coming up to the 29th of January. January, February, March. Okay. I'm gonna have to go for it. We're gonna have to be very kind of skimpy with we're gonna sell you and we're gonna buy 2 tractors. Where are you? Goodbye. Let's flash out 4,000 for this. And we're going to put you in there. And hopefully this is going to work. Actually, I've got to make sure we assign that as well. The farm. Otherwise the workers won't get in here and sow it for me. Okay. We're nearly at the point of doing this. You need asphalt. That's good. You're still quite happy. You just need bricks. So you can just keep going while we build our money up again. How is the exports? So last month we kind of made a bit from alcohol, a bit from bricks, some from boards and gravel. But the alcohol won't last too long. I think what I'm going to do is find a covered hole. We've got quite a few covered holes sat in here, haven't we? I want you over there. Ah, why did I do that? I could have got a covered hole from over here because these guys have finished. Actually, I'm going to nick you and bring you over to here as well, just in case we've got to import crops to get us through the lean period between when the crops run out and the end of July. Let's have a quick look at our messages. Well, we had a building that was on fire. Where was that? Ah, and it's still on fire. Okay. We're going to lose the... Wow. This game's going to give me a heart attack. I mean, it wouldn't have been the end of the world if we had lost that, but rebuilding that is just another expense I could have done without. That was very close. This guy can do the groundworks. Right, cancel you. I don't know. 1.8 tons of steel. Get the money up. Let me just see again. The imports, power. Yeah, we're just. What I need to do is get that money up to about 20,000, and then what we'll do. How much steel do I need for here? We need 28 tons of steel. I mean, that is possible. I think if we can get that, we get the boards delivered to there. This is 2.2 tons of mechanical components. We got that, yes, we got 2.2 tons, more than that. Was it? We got 3.98 tons of mechanical components. But then if we use those, we're going to have to replace them. Are you guys, which is going to cost me money. What to do is drop that down to 13%. 13% of got about a ton of mechanical components. Right, that's finished. We're going to suspend you for the moment. Sorry. Don't really want to use those mechanical components at the moment, unless I'm definitely going to be bringing this online. So what we'll do is we'll build this first, and then bring this online later on should I need it, because I can't remember what was the storage on this. What was the one? It was wood cutting post. See, this will store 100 tons of wood, and what we can do is just pick up the wood here and just ship it out. But this is getting a small surplus now. How's the population? We're down to 1,400, so we've lost over, what, 1,200 people. So we've lost nearly half our population through the winter. So we are definitely going to need to try and get this online before the next winter, so that we can get a regular supply of logs flowing up to here to try and just keep things moving forward. Right, I need to get this up to 20,000. Apologies that this is being very creepy crawly and slow, but I can't think of any other way to do this. At the moment, I don't want to give up. I mean, I could quite easily turn around and say, right, what I'm going to do is restart and things will go a bit quicker. But I mean, this is part of the challenge, is trying to get things done. So we're just going to keep working on this and seeing how things will go. Hopefully things will be a bit better. I mean, I think what I'll do is ask, what are you doing? Why are you unloading there? You should only be loading there. What you should be doing is waiting. I think what you can do is wait until loaded. That might try and make you a little bit more efficient. Maybe I should have done that last time. That's the fuel truck running out there. How are we off for fuel? We've got 125 tons there, and we've got full setup of fuel. That should get us through till July. The main concern is the food is okay as well. We've got 293 tons of crops there. I think you actually have the distribution office here, which is delivering. So you got no more crops to deliver. Let me just see, which distribution office are you actually attached to? This one. But I think you're also attached to this distribution office from the perspective of delivering crops, so that occasionally we're going to have to buy crops here. But you've got 7.95 tons here, and you're not producing any clothes at the moment. So that is good. Right, we're back to 18,000. I'm aware time is pushing on, but before I finish the video, I would like to confirm that the workers are going to get in here and sow this field. And I would like to see the tractors coming out here to try and do some of these other farms. I mean, truthfully, what I should have done is turn this field round as well, because I'm pretty sure that I could have got workers into here as well. Maybe, let me just pause. Let me just gonna turn you round. Oops. Oops. Just assign you back there. And hopefully like stick a little mud footpath across there. That give you guys the range. I mean, I could flip it back the other way. I was sure that they would get there. I mean, if you can walk down to there, why can't you walk down to there? Actually, if I'm gonna do a little bit of jiggery pokery here. Yep. It just needed that little connection there because they're having to double back to themselves. That may work, and we may speed up the sowing of this field. I mean, I'll try anything at one moment just to try and get things working. Got you there. We've got you to carry crops as well. So we've got a little bit of slack here. Actually, I think what we'll do is we'll move you to there. And what's the... not that one. Hey, where are you going? I think he's going for fuel because he's got no instructions to carry anything at the moment because he's got crops, but yeah, he's just gone off to get some fuel. That started. This is going to be very slow. But I'll take anything I can get at the moment. Yeah, this is a bit of a mistake. We've only got that one section of workers here. Everyone, work on this field. Right, it is going very, very slowly. I mean, the rest of these are going quite quickly now. So you can see we're actually sowing out quite a pile of these crops here. But this might be a bit of a failure, and it could be work out expensive because this could cost me. I don't know. They're getting there. I mean, they're not that far behind. But you're there. Well, we'll find out. That's all I can say. Right, you've got 105 buildings without power supply. Got 251. Kind of tempted. I think we are going to do it. I just need the money. Right, you're there. So if we say we load crops there. Not crops, what about crops? Food. You're going to go there, and you're going to export. You're going to sell food if it's over 90%. How many? We've only got the one little truck here, and that's going to carry 1.5 tons of food. I don't want it to steal vast quantities of food, so I want it to work for it. I know it might not be cost effective, but and I think we can now just turn you loose again. Build or not to build? I think I will build this. We'll let the game decide on what it wants to build. We've only got the wood post factory connection, which is here. Yeah, for some reason we're gonna have to do this with laborers. I mean, it will get built eventually, and this needs steel, so we're gonna have to keep a very tight eye on our money. And what's the population like? We got down to 1441. and we're now got the heat back, so the happiness factor should get back quite big. I think we will get the school built. I think education is quite a important long-term process. We're going to get that built there. These guys have, you've got a couple of unfinished roads that you need to do. You're quite happy. I don't think I'm going to bother pulling my sales trucks back for the moment. What I will do though is we're going to give you guys one more run, and then we're going to put you back into the construction office. I'm just going to let these guys. Right, we've got one more load just coming in, so he's off. We're just going to track him because now we're in the summer cycle. This should provide enough of in the way of logs and that to keep people warm through the summer. We're just going to pick up you. Right, you can drop off. You see, we're getting a little bit of surplus building up now, and you can go there. Just spot down some more trees. Right, this needs a mechanism, but again, it will get there eventually. It just, yeah, I think the, oh no, I thought the workforce was going to drop off there, but I say the money is going to be important. Where's my little steel truck again? Okay, well, what we're going to do is give you one more load, and then we're going to have to stop. So we're down to 10,000, and there's a very real possibility that I'm going to need money to bring in crops. Let this guy trot down to here and drop off the steel. He's just picked up some steel. You drop off and go back to the depot. The overall happiness isn't brilliant. That's good. This is building back up again. So we'll just get the school going. This guy's got enough steel. He just needs the bricks. We're down to 18 tons of steel. Over here. You've got the steel, you just need the bricks and the boards. Is good. We should get a few more bricks building up now because we're no longer stealing all the logs from here. So that should build up there. What are we doing here? It's not going as fast. See, these guys have nearly finished, but we are powering through these now. Like, that's finished, that's finished, that's finished, that's finished, that's finished, that one's finished. I think having the 6 tractors now is going to make a difference. I think the only problem is that the tractors, I'm not sure if these tractors will go and give an assist. Just out of curiosity. I must admit, this is not a mechanic that I've tended to use very much in the past. See if he will do it. Come on, you can do it. Quite interesting. He's starting from this end. They started from that end. So in theory, they should meet in the middle. And that's going to speed up that process. This is nearly finished. There is a very real possibility that we may be able to get a far better collection of crops from in next winter. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part, we'll carry on working through the summer, trying to improve the situation. We'll try and get the school built and get this finished so that we can get some possible more log production ready for the next winter. So hopefully we'll get a bit more stable heating here, because we can probably bring logs from here and over here to the heating plant. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.